All right. Good to see everybody. Good day back, and then we got a big week ahead of us. So looking forward to travel tomorrow and practice against Tennessee will be great, and then we'll play another game on Saturday. you good? You good, Michael Shaw? All right.
Coach, how did you sleep the night before your first game, and how did you sleep the night after?
I was telling people I was surprisingly calm. And just got a lot of faith in our people, and helps that it's a preseason game, and just going in with the mentality of, hey, let's we got our guys, we're ready to go. Let's go, throw our best shot, and then just kind of move on from there. So felt great.
After looking at the tape, anything really jump out at you that wasn't as obvious first time through?
Yeah, you're excited coming off the games. It's never as good. It's never as bad. I mean, there's so many details that we can fix and chase from the first time to the next, and it's all positive. But hey, there's a lot of room for growth on an individual level with the guys, schematically, how we're teaching the details, process-wise, going through things with the coaches. So just kind of all levels of the organization of our football team. I think there's opportunities there for a lot of growth.
What did you see from Byron Murphy in his first game?
Byron did play very well. All the things that we saw during practice, but same idea of, hey, it was a small dosage in terms of what we were asking you to do. Now let's up that a little bit and see how far you can take it.
What are you excited for the most about these joint practices in Tennessee?
Man, I mean, we've talked about this before of why we're doing it, but one, the science behind it to kind of callous the team, get ready to go for the long haul. So that's number one, and just looking for the competition within a structured setting. Think they got a great team. They got a great coaching staff. So to do it in a tight manner, like right here, instead of in a game, and kind of control the environment, and then it's an opportunity to evaluate a lot of the guys, where our starters are at, going against their starters, and then where the guys, 79 through 80, how those guys fit into the equation.
Is the plan to go full pads, contact both days?
Right now, the plan's full pads both days.
Because of that, maybe are the practices as important, or maybe more important than the game this week?
There's an argument for that. Especially for the guys that get the most reps. Like the starters probably won't play in the game. They'll get the majority of the practice reps. We'll get the threes out there as well. So there's a method behind the madness. But yeah, you shouldn't see a lot of the starters on Saturday.
Coach, can you talk about the process of the Connor Williams signing? Was that something where the coaching staff identifies a need and personnel comes in, or does personnel say, hey, there's an opportunity, and they come to you and talk about it?
Yeah, it's just an opportunity to get a great player on our football team, and it's really that simple.
Where's he at health-wise, and what can you tell us about his readiness?
Yeah, we got a pretty good plan in place now. He'll be with the sports performance folks for the next week or so, and until we can get him full speed for practice. But we're shooting for either Cleveland week or after to get him out here and practicing for real.
Is him being able to play week one, is that realistic at this point?
That's the goal right now.
Is he staying behind to work with them, or is he going with you guys to Nashville?
I think we're working through that right now, but we'll know tomorrow. I hope so. Otherwise, we might be in trouble.
We didn't see John Radigan or D. Esquid's out there today?
John has a heel. D, nothing serious. He finished the game fine.
Radigan serious?
I think we're kind of in the phase of evaluating it. I don't think it's too serious, but whether it's days or weeks, I'm not sure.
Mike, what did you think of your offensive line on Saturday?
I think mirroring the rest of the football team, there's some really great plays, and there's some plays that we need to chase. But our offensive line, to a high degree, is going to drive our football team, and we expect great things out of them. And there's a high standard to play here, offensive line wise, but there's a lot of good stuff on tape. But I think we need to be more consistent, especially with our targeting and some of the run schemes, and then I think we need to give our quarterback some more time in some of those critical pass situations.
In talking to some of the young defensive players, they said that it transitioned nicely from practice to the game as far as communication. Did you see that?
Well, yeah. I mean, preseason, they're not putting a lot of stress on you schematically. I mean, they were pretty standard in their formations, by design. But yeah, the reason that you train the way you train is, so you follow the lever you're training. So, when the games go, you want the games to feel slow, so to speak. And if the guys felt that way, then it means probably we're doing something right.
In general, how do you feel about where your edge rush group is right now?
I think you can feel the continuity and the guys playing off one another a little bit better. I was pleased with the way the ones rushed. Guys like Derek Hall popped, showed his power off the edge, so that was pleasing to see.
How did you feel about the operation, the communication you guys had as a staff?
Overall the feedback is positive. I mean, there's little things here or there, but there's a calm that we like on the headset. It can't be chaotic, and I think there's things here and there that the coaches brought up, but nothing major.
How did you feel practice went today? I heard you say, let's speed up practice.
We started probably not as fast as I'd like, but the guys finished in a nice job, and they know what we're trying to accomplish. You just got to remind them.
What did you, the kickoff? I know we've asked you, but getting to see it live, what did you come away with?
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was really cool to see. And the guys get a feel for the timing of the play. It's so hard to simulate in practice. We'll get another couple great reps against Tennessee in practice, so looking forward to that. But a lot of good stuff on tape, and then you can't be giving up 40-yard kick returns. So we'd like to be better in that department.
Both of the kickoffs that kind of popped, one for each of you guys, end up with the kickers making the tackle at the end of it. I know that's kind of been something that's thought that might factor in a little bit more. To see that might be a possibility in real time, what that kind of show you?
Tell Jason to get an extra lift in. I mean, I think you need overlap, you need levels. I mean, if you put all 11 guys at the line of scrimmage on defense, you might get a couple negative plays, but if the ball pops, there's no second line of defense. So. Same principles kind of at hand in some of those point of attacks. So, creating different levels at the point of attack, being able to kind of guide the ball where you want, I think will be important as the play starts to evolve.
Just in general with the center, adding Connor but trading Nick Harris, kind of how do you feel like, I guess, the whole center position is right now?
Well, I'm excited to see Connor come out here and do his thing. So I haven't seen him live yet with us, and I think, like I said, we got a great plan with him, and we'll see where he's at in a week or so.
How much time have you and your staff worked with Brian and the Titans staff on kind of coming up with the plan and the structure for what the next few days are going to look like?
A lot. I mean, Brian's been great. Very just open and about how they want to operate. We're trying to do the same thing. Jake Peets has kind of spearheaded that whole operation, so he's done a great job on our end. But a lot of communication on how we want to operate. And and then we'll get together before the whole thing kicks off on Wednesday and make sure everybody's on the same page, and the expectations from both sides is congruent.
Coach, you talk about being a physical, tough team. You ran the ball 39 times. Laviska Shenault and Derek Young bring some physicality at the receiver spot. Can you talk about those two and what they bring to the offense?
Yeah, well, Grubb mentioned this week, I talk about the offensive line driving our offense, but it's also a wide receiver driven scheme for years. And if you have guys that can block at the point of attack, run the entire route tree, play the different positions, be able to handle the ball, block on the perimeter, it really opens up all your options. So just really pleased with how Derek blocked. I mean, and he made some great plays down the field as well, but I was more fired up at the blocking at the point of attack, frankly.
What have you thought of Derek's camp overall?
I think Derek, he's like the silent assassin. He just does the right thing all the time. He's tough as nails. See you guys writing all that down. I'll see that somewhere. But he's not to be catchphrases and buzzwords, but just a lot of respect for how he goes about his business. I guess that is probably the best way to put it.
Besides Drake Thomas is back, any of the other guys that are on PUP any closer to coming back?
Yeah, no updates on that. Drake was out here today. We'll ramp him up, but it's great to see him, man. He's been working his absolute tail off. Just type of guy we're excited about to come out here and go compete.
Looked like George got nicked there a little bit. He okay?
He's fine. He finished practice.
How do you think Tyrese Knight played against the Chargers? He's a rookie. He's doing the things. He's making plays that he needs to make right now to compete. But he needs to keep chasing it. There needs to be a sense of urgency there on his mentality, and he's doing that. But I told him it's going to take him 3 years. You haven't made it yet, buddy. You played one preseason game. You got a ways to go. But he'll get there. We're excited about him, but he's got some room to grow.
Brady Russell obviously had the touchdown, but just beyond that, what has he given you that position? Just all the different things that tight ends are asked to do.
Just another guy on the team that you just love his mentality, his work ethic. You guys get bored of me talking about special teams, but I mean, this guy,
carries the torch for us, on special teams, especially for Jay. So very pleased with where he's at. He can play all phases, can play different spots at tight end, move him around. So he gives you flexibility there. But I'm just more happy with his mentality and his toughness.
How's George Holani as a blocker?
Well, I think you might. I mean, the most excited I got during the game was on that sweep to D. Eskridge, and I mean that's the type of plays we want. That was big time. Art of contact on that play.
What about JSN driving a safety downfield a little bit?
That was shown. That was shown in the team meeting.
Anything else? Thanks.
All right. Thank you.